What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is Expanded Thursday. Today we're gonna have a lot of fun playing the Blastoise, Keldeo, or Archstoise deck, whatever you call it. I know it's been a long time since I've done this video or talked about this deck, but in Expanded, it really does struggle a lot now since like Trevenant's online. Trevenant's just so bad for this matchup. You just like get a turn with Trevenant and then you just auto lose because you don't play Hax Maniac. You can't shut them down, and there's no way you're getting on a Blastoise unless you go turn one and get an explosive start. Then maybe you can take down Trevenant, but still, it's a really hard matchup for sure. Which Trevenant is the biggest deck in Expanded. Now, you could play Giratina, promo Giratina, but still, it's not worth it. I think you still just auto-lose. You don't auto-lose, but it's definitely a really hard struggle for your deck. I mean, we do play the Rough Seas, so you can counter Trevenant and then make it where your water Pokemon takes 30 less damage every turn, and they have to start using the Trevenant attack, doing 60 and 30. What does a Trevenant's regular attack do? That's the question right now. I can't remember exactly. Tree Slam 60 and 30, or 60 and 20. But yeah, but that's the reason why this deck hasn't seen much play, I imagine. But let's go over this deck today. It's a lot of fun. It's probably like, when you see this deck, you're like, holy cow, that is a lot of fun. You can do damage so quick and get a Blastoise out ASAP, and you do a ton of damage. So let's go over it. Well, our main attacker is going to be Keldeo EX. It has the attack Secret Sword, and that's what we're going to do today. Secret Sword does 50, and it does 20 more damage for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. So once you have 3 energies attached to Keldeo, you can start doing 110, and then the sky is the limit. How many water energies you attach to it is up to you, and you do so many energies attached, and you can easily start one-shotting stuff. Now, the way we're going to put our energies on our Keldeo is Blastoise. Blastoise has that Deluge ability, which says, as often as you like during your turn before you attack, you may attach a water energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon. And you can do this as many times as you like it says, as often. So, you get a Blastoise out, you put a ton of energies on Keldeo, and you start taking knockouts. But then some people are going to be like, how do you get a Blastoise out? You don't play Squirtle, you don't play Wartortle. The way we're going to do it is with Archie's Ace in the hole. You can only play this when this is the last card in your hand. You put a water Pokemon from your discard pile onto your bench, then draw 5 new cards. And this is very easily done. It seems almost impossible because you have to have it in your last card in your hand. You have to have a Blastoise in discard pile, but trust me, watching these videos, you'll see how easy it is. I promise, guys. And not only that, Keldeo has a really cool ability, Rush In, once during your turn before you attack. If this Pokemon is on your bench, you may switch Pokemon with your active. Just automatically switch out, which is great. You can switch out between Keldeos pretty easily, and that's why it's so strong as well. The deck also plays 2 Articuno. Articuno has the Delta Plus. If your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by damage from an attack of this Pokemon, take 1 more prize card. And the reason why this is so strong is if you play against Night March, you can use Tri-Edge, do 20, flip 3 coins for each heads, you do 40 more damage. So if you flip 1 heads, you can start taking knockouts on pretty much a lot of their Night Marchers, and take 2 prize cards off them, and you can easily win that game. Like, Night March is so fast, but with you, you're so fast as well, and you have Tri-Edge, so that's what swings this matchup so much. 3 Unknown for Farewell Letter. You can put on your bench and opt not to Unknown, which is fine. You get Unknown to draw a card. It's just another way to help you get that Archies, because you can put down Unknown, not draw a card, then Archies, and then Unknown, which is really cute. The deck plays 2 Jirachi and 2 Shaman. 2 Jirachi lets you search for any supporter card out of your deck and put it into your hand. So you get Ultra Ball for Jirachi, get a turn with Archies pretty easy. Or you could Shaman. We know what Shaman does, so if you have 6 cards in your hand, this is played in almost every deck. 2 Executes. If this card is in your discard pile, you can put it in your hand at any moment to help you manipulate your hand size. So let's say you almost have an Archies, but you need 1 more card to discard. Well, you just propagate, put it in your hand, and use whatever, and you're good to go. Late game, you can also use Superior. Superior, you discard 2 cards from your hand, put 4 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. You can't choose a card you discarded with the effect of this card. But what you could do is double propagate, then use Superior for the 2. You get Superior, discard to both the eggs to get 4 water energies out of your discard pile, which makes it super strong. And that's going to be all the Pokemon in our deck. I know I said, oh, that's 16 Pokemon, but it's still a lot for sure. But for Battle Compressor, this is how we're going to hit that turn 1 Archies. You can discard 3 cards out of your deck. And depending on the situation, you can discard an Archies, you can discard a Blastoise, you can discard a Water G as well. Sometimes you have to make weird superior plays. You have to superior from 1 water to attach and then Archies. So that's something you can think as well when you're trying to play this deck. But 1 computer search, this is a gold card. If you start computer search, I promise you have a turn 1 Archies. Like if you don't have a turn 1 Archies, you've messed something up. I'm like 90% of the times, if you start computer search, I promise you're gonna have a turn 1 Archies. You discard 2 cards in your hand, search deck for a card, put it in your hand, shuffle your deck afterwards. This is why this card's so good. You literally can discard any 2 cards out of your hand, computer search for any card, and then use it as well. And this is good. With computer search, you computer search for an Ultra Ball, and you can discard like 6 cards in your hand. Computer search for 2 cards, Ultra Ball 2 cards. That's 6 cards. You start with 7. If you start with a computer search and a Blastoise, you got it. You got the turn 1. If you start with computer search and a compressor, you got the turn 1. I promise. If you do not hit it, then something is very wrong with your hand. For Superior, we already talked about this. 1 Town Map is just another card you can just play out of your hand, just ASAP to get it, just to help to get turn 1 Archies. But you turn over all your prize cards face up. Not only does this help you get Archies out quicker, but you can see what you're taking out of your prize cards, which does help out a lot, I promise. For Trainer's Mill, another card that's great. You can dig deep into your deck, and you can opt not to get anything, because if you opt to not to get anything, you can hit Archies easy as well. For Ultra Ball, for VS Seeker, 2 Rough Seas. Now, some of us did play 1. I opted to play 2. Because you need to be Trevenant. And maybe 2 Rough Seas might help out a little bit more, but you don't want to start double Rough Seas. If you start double Rough Seas, you're in a bad situation because you only put down 1 Stadium card per turn. 1 Fisherman to put 4 energies back into your hand, just in case you need a VS Seeker for Fisherman. Like if you don't have a Superior or something, you ran out of Superiors, but you have VS Seekers, you can just VS Seeker for Fisherman if needed. 1 Lysander, 1 in, and 2 Sycamores, which seems really, really low, but you gotta remember, you're thinning your deck out really low thanks to the 4 Battle Compressors. You have Shamus to draw cards, you have Jirachi to draw cards, Unknown to draw cards, so you really don't need that many supporter cards, and you're trying to play Archie's on your first turn instead of one of these guys. 1 Flowstone, just to play in your hand, to give your Unknowns free retreat turn 1 if needed, to give whoever free retreat if needed as well, which is fine. 1 Muscle Band. Well, you could get the Flowstone for a second Muscle Band, but sometimes you just need a Flowstone like your Unknown to get free retreat. If that situation happens, I don't know, because you have Keldeo Russian, so it's always weird. But what you could do is let's say you don't have Keldeo, but you have a Water G and Articuno, you can Flowstone the Unknown, retreat to Articuno and Chilling Sight to put somebody asleep if you don't have the Keldeo out, like I said. 1 Muscle Band to do additional 20 damage. It's basically another water. It's just not a water though. And 11 water energies. And there we go. There's my version of Keldeo Blastoise. I think it's a really, really strong deck when it sets up. You just take knockouts constantly over and over again. You can retaliate almost every single turn. But you have Trevenant and you have Hax Maniac going against you. And Guesses as well. If your opponent turn 1 Guesses you, to shuffle all your trainer cards back in your deck, that can help you out. That can hurt you really bad as well. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. This deck was a lot of fun making. Make sure you watch all of it. It is, oh my goodness, it's so fun. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and let's see the deck in action. Alright, so when it gets Chunks 33 playing a very Psychic and a Colorist deck. So like always, took all heads, and we lost a coin flip. But we could have the potential to get the turn 1 Blastoise and attack with Keldeo. So on to our opponent's turn. Let's see what is going to happen. And okay, we have an Unknown Floatstone Trainer's Mill, but that's pretty much it. We have Jirachi, but we really want to get that turn 1 Archies. Alright, so there's a Guardy and a Guardy. So Mega Gardevoir. Ooh, this might be a tough matchup for sure. So Hoopa, gonna use Conjuring Search for 3 EX Pokemon. Can Keldeo take down the Mega Guardy deck or not? So Search Conjuring, search for 3 EX Pokemon, and let's see what do they decide to get. There's a Guardy, Mew, and a Shaman. Alright. So two of these Pokemon are easy to knock out, but I mean, I don't know what version he's using. If he's using the Guardian that discards, Despairy, then we're kind of in trouble. There's a Shaman for 2, which means their hand isn't that good. They have to Shaman for 2 right now. Okay. There's a Trainer's Milk. Look at top cards of their deck. Not going to get anything. And there's an N. Alright, so N will get a new hand of 6, which is fine. Our hand wasn't the best. I mean, we could have gotten off depending on what we top decked, but hand number 2, oh man, isn't all that better either. Alright, so we got a Keldeo, we got an Articuno. I mean, I don't know. It's some iffy situations going on right now. I mean, we could pull it off. So on our turn, we get a Water Energy. Well, that's a good top deck. If we hit a Battle Compressor off this Trainer's Mail, we have it. So it's Trainer's Mail. And there's a Computer Search. Okay. The Computer Search still gets us first. That's great. We'll grab the Computer Search. Alright. And with the Computer Search, we will discard... I'm going to discard the Superior Energy Retrieval and the Shaman. Yeah, alright. So I'm going to discard 1 and 2. No, what I'm gonna do is, oh, no, I'm gonna discard, 1 and 2. Okay, we're gonna grab a Battle Compressor. And with the Compressor, we are going to discard Blastoise, Archies, and maybe another supporter card so we can play one next turn. So I discard a Sycamore. Okay, so we discard these 3. We'll put down the Keldeo, put down the Articuno, put a Water Energy on the Keldeo, and we will via Seeker board Archies, get that turn 1 Archosaurus out and play. There we go. And can we find 2 waters? If we do, we can swing for 110 with our Keldeo. Come on out, Blastoise. And we hit 2 Water Energies, which is fantastic. So I'm gonna Battle Compressor, discard Double Egg, and a Water Energy. Okay. I'm going to rush in. Going to Feral Letter, discard an unknown to draw a new card. And let's see, what do we hit? We hit a Water Energy. Okay. Well, Trainer's Mail. Grabbing an Ultra Ball. Okay. Is the other Shaman deck? If we do, we can go crazy this turn. So Deluge, right now we're doing 130. So there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Well, Propagate. Ultra Ball, discard these 2 and hope that the other Shaman's in our deck. If it is, we might be able to get a turn 1 knockout. So we discard 1 and 2. He has 170 HP, and there is another Shaman in our deck. So grab Shaman. We'll set it for 6 new cards, and let's see, can we find 2 more Water Energies? If we do, we take a knockout this turn with Keldeo, and we don't get it. Wait, we have 2 Waters in this card pile, right? No, we have 1, unfortunately. Alright, so put down the Keldeo. We'll play down Time Map. Oh no, we had 1 more water in the discard pile. We could do it, and we'll go for a Secret Sword. Unfortunately, not take a knockout, doing 130 damage. Oh man, if we had 1 more water in the discard pile, we could have taken a knockout. But I didn't discard the water. So Fairy Job, going to heal 50 off the active. Okay. How much HP he has left? 90. So we can still knock out Keldeo next turn. That's fine. A Fairy Energy goes to the Gardevoir. Okay. Ultra Ball, going to discard 2 cards with hand. Discards an Ultra Ball and a Hoopa. And does he get a Mega Guardy first turn? So it's a Mega Guardy with Despair Ray. Alright. And we'll just see a Mega Evolve. Alright. So on to our turn, we will... I think I just Secret Sword for the knockout. He gets sent at this guy and potentially take a knockout, but we get swing back to take a knockout as well. So I'm gonna grab grab a Water Energy and an Unknown. Okay. Because with Superior, we can get 4 energies in our hand, get back to 4 water, attach. We can also just license or bring up a Shaman as well if we want to do that, or Mew. There's a Shaman set of 4 new cards. Okay. Let's see, what will my opponent do here? They need an in. So Max looks are gonna look at top cards of their deck. They need to find a Skyfield and some other stuff. Fairy Energy on that guy. Okay. Can we one-shot a Mega Gardevoir? Like, I'm really tempted to. I'm not going to lie to you at all, guys. So there's a course. Going to get 9 new cards. They need to find a Skyfield and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more Pokemon. Actually, 2 more Pokemon. Because if you just discard 1, then you run the potential of getting knocked out. There's a Fairy Energy going to the active, and he actually is going to Despair Ray. Oh man, alright. So 150, discarding all those Pokemon. On to our turn. We get a VS Seeker. So I'll put an unknown. I'm going to Feral Letter. Let's see. We get a Sycamore, alright? I mean, what we could do is knock out this guy, but then we have to play a Superior Energy Level, and I really don't want to do that. What I really like to do is just one-shot this guy. 130, 150, 170, 190, 210. We need 2 more energies after this, which is very plausible. How many VS Seekers have we played? There's 1, 2, 3. There's 1 in our discard pile. Did we just go for it, guys? I really want to. So we're just going to Superior, discard Archie's and a Fishman. To grab the 1 water. I think we're going to go for it, guys. We're going to deluge the active. I mean, if we take a knockout here, we'll be in so much in a dominated position. Or do we just play it safe? How many Superiors? There's 2 Superiors in the discard pile, right? So 1, 2. No, I'm going to play it safe. I'm just going to VS Seeker for a Lysander, bring up the bench, and take a knockout. So put down Articuno. License this guy, and take a knockout with the Keldeo EX. Alrighty, so 170, taking a knockout. We'll take Superior and a VS Seeker, okay. I mean, next turn we could knock out this Mega Gardevoir, alright. So on their opponent's turn, they're going to draw a card. And also, we can just, like, heavily damage this Mega Guardian, and the next turn knock it out with whoever, so that's fine as well. There's a Shaman, not gonna, I don't know why they put down the Shaman. They can't, I mean, they don't have to discard any Pokemon. And if we take 1 more knockout, we win. There's a Fairy Energy on that guy, okay. If he just attacks here, so there's a VS Seeker. Or an in. Alright, so we'll get 2 cards. Alrighty. So let's see, what do we get off this in for 2? I still don't know why he put down the Shaman. That definitely is a liability. Alright, but there's a water and a compressor, so he's fine. There's a Trainer's Mill. For an in, okay. And let's see. I mean, if we had to top deck a VS Seeker Superior, we would have won right there. So 110 damage, knocking us out, going down to 4 prize cards. But I mean, we have a Jirachi left in our deck. We have some other stuff as well. We'll set up Articuno. And on our turn, what will happen? There is a compressor. So a compressor. And we're going to discard stuff we don't need, like the Blastoise. Double Rough Seas. Okay. We will compressor. Discarding the Flowstone. And I think that's it. Everything else is like pretty useful. The Muzzleman's useful. We just gotta hit a VS Seeker or a Sycamore next turn and we'll be okay. Jirachi will be fine as well. So we'll just discard the Flowstone. We don't need that anymore. And do we go for a Chilling Side? I think that's what I'm doing. Put a Water Energy in the active and go for a Chilling Side. Try to put this Mega Gardevoir to sleep. Or keep it asleep, actually. And tell us it does not wake up. So that does pay off with the sleep flip. Alright, so my opponent's turn. I mean, we did thin our deck out as much as we could. As much as we can. And unless he plays a Pokemon Similarity or Switch, he is not going to be taking a knockout right now. So Fairy Energy to the Shaman. And will we see a pass? So he is going to pass. Wakes back up. Alright. On our turn, we get a Unknown. So we'll play down the Unknown. We will Feral Letter. Okay. There is a Trainer's Mill. So we'll play Trainer's Mill. We'll grab a Sycamore. There we go. So play Sycamore. Discard our hand. Draw 7 new cards. And we need a bunch of energies, but it is doable. Alright, so we will put down Keldeo, Trainer's Mill. We'll grab a VS Seeker. And I think what I'm going to do is just double propagate. So I'll put 1 propagation in our hand. I'll do another one, okay. Alright, so I'll Superior, discard 1 and 2 to grab 4 waters. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 130, 150, 170. Not enough for knockout on the Mega Guardy, but what we can do is potentially power kind of 2 guys right now. We're going to deluge waters onto this guy. So there's 1. Come on down, deluge. There's 1. There's 2. And there's 3. Alright. And then I'm going to put 3 more on this other Keldeo. So 1, 2. Okay. We'll put a must spin on this guy. Rush in, and we will Seek a Sword for a ton of damage. Alright, we'll do 130. Not taking a knockout, but next turn this Keldeo can take a knockout instead. So 130 onto our opponent's turn. That's the kind of play you need right there. Set up a knockout both your Keldeos is always really strong. There's a Mew coming down. He has to fill his bench up plus 1 more with the Skyfall to actually knock us out. So that's fantastic. He could play like the Fairy Drop again, but 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then we just need 2 energies. There's a Fairy Garden coming down, and a Max Elixir. Now, I'm not too scared about Fairy Garden. He can't really retreat into anybody right now because they're EXs, and we easily take a knockout on that. Okay. So this game is going pretty well. What else can my opponent do? They put down a Fairy Garden, so they're not taking a knockout. There's a Shaman sitting for 1 card. It doesn't matter what it is. There's no way they're taking a knockout. You can only play 1 Stadium card per your turn. There's a Sycamore, and that will give us the victory right there, guys. I mean, he can Ultra Ball for like a Xerneas and try to stall for a turn, but we have VS Seeker for Lysander in our hand. And there is the Hex Maniac I was talking about. Hex Maniac can shut us down, but unfortunately my opponent did not find one early enough, and they're actually not going to Ultra Ball for anything. And we see Keldeo Blastoise will take a game. There's a Despair Ray doing 140 max if they want to, but we can grab 2 waters out of discard pile, do a little bit more damage, but there's the other Jirachi as well. We'll Seek a Sword for the knock on Mega Gardevoir. I mean, not Mega Gardevoir. Keldeo. Oh, we had 2 Ultra Ball prizes. That is crazy. But we still pulled it off with a turn 1 computer search. Which is like I said earlier, if you have a turn 1 computer search, you're usually always going to have a turn 1 Archies. But we'll see one more game with the deck here in a second. It wasn't pretty quick, but man, I love playing this deck. It's so much fun. And we'll see what happens in the next game. Hopefully it's another victory. Alright, so if it gets Concentrans, looks like they're playing some kind of dark deck. Doesn't look like they play Maxis, which doesn't really matter too much. We lost a coin flip, so we'll be going second, but maybe we'll get that turn 1 Blastoise again. Alright, oh, I kicked the table, sorry about that. I kicked the computer stand. Holy cow, this hand's bad. Okay. Okay, unless they can Ultra Ball, and then we get if we get a combination of Battle Pressure and Ultra Ball, we can get a turn on Blastoise right now. You have to get both of those though, and hope we don't prize either double Jirachi, which is really bad, obviously. So we'll press done, and let's see what do we have. And there's a Malimar, good old Malimali. Darkrai coming down, okay. A Hoopa, go to use Conjuring, search for 3 EX Pokemon, and let's see what will my opponent have to come out to party. But they could win right now. If they have a Laser Verbank, they can take a knockout right now, own or execute. So Darkrai and Shaman, okay. Darkrai coming down. There's a Max Elixir, gonna look at the top cards of their deck. I mean, a lot of people aren't playing lasers anymore, so you don't have to really worry about that. But it's still a possibility. Alright, so Dark Energy Darkrai. Dark Energy active, put our execute, go Night Night, alright. Go Night Night, Sweet Prince. And I hope he plays a laser right now. Just play a laser, just get out of misery. Just let me know you're playing laser. Or play it in. I'm fine with either one of those. So there's a new Ultra Ball, alright. Gonna discard 2 cards from their hand. Discards a Burst Balloon and a Skyla. Okay, this is a very interesting dark deck. It's usually not something we really see. There's a Pitch Black Spear Evital coming down, and will she use Shaman setting up for 6 new cards. I kind of doubt my opponent plays lasers and Verbanks. He has so much like other techie stuff in his list. I don't see how he would fit it. But maybe he'll play in. Okay, so as we wake up, on to our turn. Oh no, guys! All right, Training Small or an Ultra Ball. All right. We got to play this out, guys. We'll put it on the Rough Seas. We'll Ultra Ball, discard a Water and a Fisherman to grab a Shaman. Okay. Alright, so grab Shaman, put a Floatstone on the active, play Shaman, set up for 4 new cards. Let's see, can we somehow get this off? And alright, so there's no way to get off now. So put down Keldeo, Trainer's Mail for I guess a Sycamore? We'll put down the Water Energy and we'll Sycamore. Discard our hand, draw 7 cards. Okay. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Alright, so this next turn we have it right now. So put down Muscle Band, put down Keldeo. I think we just pass and let him not gonna execute. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass right now. Because I don't want to Keldeo take any more damage they have to. And I'd rather have this execute in the discard pile. So I think that's fine. He has to hit 2 energies on this Darkrai. Take a knockout either way. But right now we have a turn to Blastoise, which is still fine. We can attach a Water, Ultra Ball, discard Shaman, or whatever for another Keldeo. A Water to go to the active. And we could potentially knock out this Malamar. He's going to go for a Maximar. And there's Heads. And that would be a knockout. Going down to 5 prize cards. But can we do 170 damage? That is the question of the day. On our turn, we get a Articuno. Okay. So I'm going to Ultra Ball, discard the Articuno and Shaman. Okay. We'll grab a Keldeo. Yeah, we'll grab Keldeo. Put that guy down, Water Energy, Articuno, and we'll Archies for a Blastoise, and we'll blast off. And let's go, guys. Let's see how many energies we hit, and we don't hit enough. Wait, hold on. We might have enough, actually. 110, 130, 150, 160. Actually, we do have a knockout, so I'm going to Propagate. Wow, this is crazy. I don't have a space for Unknown, but I'm still going to keep my hand right now. So I'm a Superior. Discard 1 and 2 to grab 2 Water Energy. So put those 2 in our hand. Yeah, 130, 150. Yeah, we'll take a knockout. Holy cow. So with Deluge, put a Water Energy on the active. So there's 130, 150, 170. We'll play Town Map. And, okay, alright, so we will Seek a Sword for the knockout, do it 170 damage, exactly. And with this, we'll take 2 Water Energies, because with this, we can take a knockout on a, with 7, 8, 9, 10, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We can do 210, which doesn't knock out any of these Darkrai's, but we can start pounding up the Keldeo later on if needed. And if he doesn't get a 5 Fury Belt, we can still take a knockout. It has 180 HP. Alright, so Malamar coming back down. We don't care about Malamar. We can just rush in between Keldeos, which is fine. But a turn to 170 Keldeo EX, that is fantastic. There is really nothing stopping us from that, unless our opponent played a, what is it, an N? So Dark Union, Darkrai. We don't care about that. We don't care about Night Spear. Another Dark Patch on that guy, okay. So he can Night Spear, but he needs a Fighting Fury Belt. So DC to the active. Dark Pulse will not take a knockout, only do 90 damage. And we can take a knockout on this Darkrai. So we're going to Compressor, then some cards out of our deck. Like we don't need Compressor anymore. We don't need Lysander and N. All these cards are pretty bad at drawing to. Everything else seems like really relevant to draw to. It'd be fine. So discard those. We will Deluge to the active. So 1 here. And 1 on the bench Keldeo EX. Alright, so 1 there. And 1 of this guy. We will Seek a Sword for the knockout. And with this, I'm going to grab a double Battle Compressor. And the reason why I'm doing this is because we can thin our deck out that Unknown for that 1 card. And hopefully make a better chance of drawing into something. Here comes Darkrai. We've only played 1 Superior, so that's great. Rock Art to the active. Dark Union Malamar put asleep, and he will take a knockout going down to 3. But it's very likely that we can take a knockout this turn. Alright, we only need 6 more energies on our Keldeo. Yeah, so send up Keldeo, okay. Let's see, what is our top deck? Give me something good. On to our turn, we get a Sycamore. Wow, so Compressor. We'll discard Jirachi, Jirachi, and Ultra Ball. Okay. Well, Compressor again. I'm just thinning my deck out so that we hit like the best cards possible. Ultra Ball, Archies, and I think that's it. I think I'd rather keep everything else right now. So discard those. I'm gonna play down the unknown, and I'm gonna Sycamore, discard our hand, draw 7 new cards. Alright, so we can, I mean, we pretty much have it. With Deluge, so we're doing 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so doing 110 right now. Well, Feral Letter. There's a train. Wait, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I mean, we have the knockout already, but I'm going to keep digging and see how much damage can we do this turn. Well, Trainer's Mail for another Superior. Okay. Is that all? We only have 8. We only have 4 in the discard. No, 6. 6. So we can, yeah, we have the knockout regardless. But I'm going to try to get as many energies on our Keldeo. So we'll Propagate, we'll Superior, discard an Egg and a VS Seeker to grab 4 water energies. We'll put those guys in our hand. We will Deluge. Alright. I wonder if we can attach all 11 energies on this Keldeo. I don't know how many is left in our deck. 6, 7, 8, 9. There might be 1 left in our deck. So keep stacking energy in this guy. Alright, keep on going. Is there any discard pile? There isn't. Alright, so we'll Feral Letter. We will. Oh no! No, I think we had it all. I think we have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think we're missing 1 energy, but we would have had all the energies on our Keldeo and would have taken the game, knocking out this Darkrai, doing a ton of damage. Unfortunately, our opponent did not let us do it, but I think we would have been 1 energy short, and that is the Keldeo Blastoise deck. We did a turn to 170 that game, if I remember correctly, which is like crazy. Let's press done. Yeah, it was only 4 turns, and every single turn we were taking knockouts, which is fantastic. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Expanded Thursday. You can see why Blastoise Keldeo is so much fun. It will, unfortunately, like I said, struggle with Trevenant. But besides that, you're good. Yeah, it's a fun deck. It's easy to play. I mean, it's not easy, but it's, I don't know, it's a lot of fun, guys. Test it out, have some fun playing Expanded, and let me know what you think. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty, bye. Alright guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to our 3 sponsors, 60 Cards, Yeti Gaming, and the Pokemon Company International. Links to everything will be down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty.